Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal, and joining me through Discord, it is the man, the myth, the legend, my partner in crime. It is Joshua, Gangsta Time Cole.
Well, it's called partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What is good, Chris and everybody listening?
Hey, yeah. Also joining us, it is our edgelord producer. It is a big news, Brian.
なんというビッグニュース
What's up, nerds? We're back. There's no jump this week, but that's not going to stop us from talking about manga. It's not going to stop us from weebing out. We got some monthlies to talk about. We got World Trigger and Black Clover. It'll be a nice, cute little short show. Fun times. But before we get into that, let's get into plugs. You can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
Find me at JDCole_37. That's on Instagram. And at New Jump City Josh on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm private on both, so follow me.
Yeah, Brian.
You can find me at b.esp on both Instagram and Twitter. And if you ever want to catch me when I'm streaming, you can find me at twitch.tv/itspunchline.
Oh, yeah. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. And we will talk about it on the pre-show chat show that we do every week. We did one this week. That'll be coming out Wednesday. Very exciting. We talk about a bunch of stuff, whether it's manga or not. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that, because I think I speak for all of us when I say we enjoy doing it. It's a good time. Subscribe to us, please, on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on there. And we're also on YouTube. I've been putting up the backlog of audio episodes that I have neglected to do. There's been an episode going up every day for the last couple weeks now, and that's going to continue until we catch up, which would probably be this week or this weekend probably. So subscribe to us on YouTube. Keep us alive on the algorithm over there. I know we're not video yet, but fear not. I'm going to get us there. I'm going to get us back into visuals mode soon. So, check us out on that. But that's it for plugs. Without further ado, let's get into our wonderful show.
The champ is here!
World Trigger.
It's back!
It's been a long time. It feels like such a long time. But it is back. We're here with World Trigger, Chapter 241, The Away Mission Test, Part 37. It's a long-ass arc. But here
All I gotta say is this is not the Inhuman something showdown. It has not been peak for 37 straight chapters.
It's been peak, though. Generally speaking.
No.
Overall speaking, I would say it's been peak. But anyway, we're starting out in last we left off. We have a new wrinkle in the away mission test that everybody in the B rank is taking to secure their spot on an A rank away mission. And they've been dealing with this video game-esque battle simulation. And now this new wrinkle in it is that they were asked to design Tryon soldiers with a set amount of points, basically like equipping items at an item store in a game. You have a set amount of stuff that you could spend money on to give your Tryon soldiers stats. And there's a bunch of different creative ways to build your soldiers. So people, the teams all have to budget their points accordingly to create the most effective team of Tryon soldiers. And I think we focused a lot on Rokuhira's team, who were, trying to figure out their own way to do this. I forget exactly what they decided on because it's been months and it was a lot of info, but they've decided on their method of their strategy, and they're getting into their match with Suwa's squad, which is the squad that Osamu is on. And they first get into the map. Their Tryon soldiers spot a handful of sniper units on the roof. They're really small though, so they're like, is this like some kind of weird trap or something? The idea is Rokuhira is like, we're going to go with the same strategy as always. After we draw the Western snipers' attention, Hughes will swoop in and bomb them. So they try to go through their plan just like that. But there are more snipers on the ground that shoot down all of Rokuhira's bombers coming in from above. So they had ambush troops lying in wait. And Suwa squad ends up racking up 2,214 points in 3 turns. And they managed to take down their aerial attack, which is pretty much the center of their strategy. And Suwa squad has not lost any people. So at this point, they've really got no choice. So they're going to try to take out as many soldiers as possible, but all the backup that the Suwa squad sniper units have are just like these super tough Tryon soldiers that are really hard to kill, and they basically just slaughter Rokuhira's team. They don't really know what to do. They're at a point of no return, so they're just like, well, it's looking like a comeback is unlikely. So the best thing we could do is that we're gonna just keep on attacking and try to gather as much information as possible, so that tomorrow they could be better prepared for their strategy. And so they agreed to do that. They basically they continue to fight until they lose with a 4,400 point spread, which is nuts. So during their break, Rokuhira's squad starts to break down exactly what information they were able to glean. They noticed that they had that Osamu, the units they did manage to take down from Suwa squad were very powerful and had a lot of points attributed to them. The little sniper units were less so, and they're comparing it to their own like smaller units as well. So they're like, they noticed that like they had so many soldiers, and they had so many soldiers that are also very strong. So they're trying to figure out exactly how they're able to create such a strong army with the same amount of points as everybody else. And Hughes has an idea. They ask Hughes what he thinks. He's like, I can't prove anything, but if it was Osamu who came up with this, I think I can make an educated guess as to what's going on. And that's when we move on to chapter 242. And in so many words, Hugh starts to break down what he thinks Osamu came up with his squad. So basically he's saying like, okay, so my theory is that he managed to create the 10 snipers with a really low budget. And they're like, wait, but how would they get that on a discount? Like, they had great attack range, and they had their attack and range stats were really high. So like, these weren't just like weak little snipers. They were really strong. And Hughes thinks that they skimped on ammo in order to build their attack power up. So the idea is that Hughes comes up with is like, okay, so they sacrificed ammo for power, and they made it so that those sniper units would only be good for 2 turns. They would only be able to shoot two shots each. And the action would be like observe an ambush, snipe, and retreat with the final 2 turns. So, and with that discount, with the savings they made from skipping on ammo, because out of a possible like 13 or 12 bullets, they chose to have each sniper to have 2. So with the savings from that, they were able to focus a lot of power onto the bigger attack units and make it super hard to kill them. So, the sniper kid is just like, wait, I'm pretty sure they were some sniper shots on 4 and 5, and Hugh says, well, they probably like had 8 of them fire and saved 2 and like had 2 sniper units fire on turns 4 and 5. So, it's pretty wild, honestly. So they're like, Jesus Christ, they did this without like snipers. They did this so they can handle us without their snipers. And he's like, yep. So, on top of that, they used the radar jamming to hide the other like half of their snipers. And the sniper kid, I forget his name, is just like, whoa, you really think Mikumo came up with this? And Hughes is like, yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. And he's like, whoa, it seems like a really simple strat when you like think about it, but like it's crazy that he came up with this and then just put it into action pretty much immediately. And given putting respect on Osamu's name, just a lot of development coming from Hughes saying like, I don't disagree, but this is what Osamu does. He does this.
He liked that.
He's really like that though. Roku Hero.
Osamu's like, they not like us. They not like us.
Roku Hero starts thinking to himself like, man, and he sent me those tips for the video clip problems. This guy's mad smart. Usually like everybody focuses on Kuga and Amatori, but Mikumo's no slouch either. And man, he's just like, how does a guy learn to think like that? And man, if I only knew, bro. He's like, is there something special about Tamakoma branch or what is it? And then Hughes just breaks his thought pattern. He's like, was that sufficient? And Roki was like, huh? And Hughes is like, well, since the loss was inevitable, you told me you instruct us to unravel the mystery behind Sua's strategy, right? Is this good? And he's like, yep, no, yeah, you did a great job. Sorry, I spaced out. So, they put that whole issue to bed, and now they start to focus on their remaining 3 matches. So they get into it. Their 9th match is against Mizukami, in which they win. I'm not going to go through the whole spiel, but they win against that one. They drew against Murakami, so that was a draw match. And they had one more match with Utagawa squad, which was really interesting. So, they get to the map and they start roaming around and looking for enemies, and they're like, I see like gators and bunnies, and there's also some weirdly designed other Trion soldiers. And then all of a sudden, these fucking weird Trion soldiers start mobbing them. It's like they jump them immediately, and some of them are just shaped weird. One is a literal chair. It's just so funny. They just like mob them and pretty much slaughter them with a 3,500 point margin. And the chapter ends with the day 5 scores being sent to them. And yeah, that was World Triggers chapters 242 and 241. Josh, what do you think about these chapters?
Unfortunately, I seem to have stopped reading at page 10
Of which chapter?
of the 2nd chapter.
Oh, okay.
So I did not see this last battle. And what the hell? These look like fucking Pokemon or something.
Bro.
Is that a chair?
Yeah, it's a chair.
Is that a crab?
That's a crab. That is a crab.
Wow, that one. That's a crab
That
for
is a
sure.
crab, guys. That's what crabs look like.
Garcia,
Definitely a crab.
Jay Garcia is definitely a crab.
Yeah, they made a Jay Garcia
Well,
trying. He's not a crab.
Chopper thinks so,
You know what? Don't
and
open
I
up this
and I
Pandora's
believe
box,
so
Brian.
as well.
How about that for an idea?
Chris agrees that
The
he is a crab.
pyramid guy looks like Garganackle. That's a Gen 9 Pokemon
Ooh.
from Scarlet and Violet.
Gargamichael?
Garganical.
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 Yeah. Yeah,
That's
he's
a
like
wild ass name.
a large salt pyramid Pokemon.
They not like us.
Pretty
They not
epic.
like us.
I'm looking at Garganical
Yeah,
right
so
now.
wow, what happened? They just mobbed them?
Yeah, they just
I'm looking at
overwhelmed them and
Garganical
mobbed
right
them
now.
and made it impossible for them to bomb because they were it would
Oh.
like result in friendly fire.
So their primary source of offense, being the bomber, was useless,
Mm-hmm.
and they ended up losing. They got slaughtered pretty much because of that.
Yeah.
They could have bombed their own people. I mean,
No, because then I think they would lose
they might have
points.
drawn.
I think they would lose points because they would just get rid of all their soldiers.
Yeah. And they ran up on them. Then came the day 5 rankings. Okay, yeah, maybe like that. So yeah, awesome chapters. Love to see World Trigger back. That's the apple of my eye. Just think this was one of those chapters where what's it? I can't believe I get I forgot his name already. Osamu, right? Yeah. This was him showing out, but I didn't see this happening. I didn't think they'd do it so indirectly, but I had a suspicion because of how, they left the other chapter off that they had to go face off against Suicide Squad. So I, he delivered. They delivered on the cliffhanger, and like he just completely outwitted them. And they didn't like counter them like how the last squad did. Like the last squad, that was a counter strategy. And now whether they expected that to be the case or not, they just had a situation that heavily favored the opponent. So that was unfortunate. But Osamu took advantage of them and outsmarted them, and like really got creative with the settings. It kind of made me think overall how like in this type of situation, there's so much variance. So I think there's a lot to be gained, like to have weird gimmicks like day to day, and I guess that's what we're gonna see. I want to say.
They not like us. They not like us.
I think about how if any of this is gonna have any carryover to some of these characters. I mean, I think they're all developing mentally speaking, which is like amazing. But I wonder if like a character like Osamu is gonna be in command of these creatures like on the battlefield, and that'll be his calling card. Or there'll be a handful of other characters. I assume we're gonna see these creatures come back eventually.
Possibly.
In some
I wouldn't put it past them.
capacity. Yeah, but I had a cool idea that maybe each person would have like a specific, like a personal Tryon like soldier to go with them, and it's obviously based on how much energy you could pump into it and stuff. So not everyone can have the strongest, but I
Like a
think
little
that'd be a
Pokemon?
cool little addition. Yeah, yeah,
That would be sick.
little companion. And they don't all have to be offensive orientated. A lot of them could be, mobility and specific technological purposes. There's so much, a lot of different routes. World Trigger hit, like, for me, the biggest draw about World Trigger has always been potential. This is such a creative series, in my opinion, and the fact that the writing is so good on not only on like the battle parts and the strategy, but just the character development and handling people's like emotions and the maturity of others, etc., etc. um it's balanced so well, and sky's the limit. Like even within these fights, like within these simulated fights, I'm still super interested to see like more of them fleshed out. Like this could go on for another year and I wouldn't be upset. I understand maybe you guys would, and it's whatever. I respect everyone's opinion, kinda, sorta, not really. But I like what I'm reading. And Husei gave Osamu so much fucking respect. I missed the rank wars.
I also missed the rank wars.
I also missed the
Brian,
Red
what do you?
Wars. This is what I felt
Oh,
like.
RGC.
Oh yeah,
Can we give
RGC.
RGCs for this?
sure.
I guess it's
Yeah,
like
sure.
this.
Fuck it.
This is
my
everybody's
RGC.
RGC. World
Yeah.
Trigger wins Unified Really
Yeah.
Good Chapter of the Week.
Unified RGC.
Unified RGC.
This arc is these two chapters is more in line with what I thought this arc was gonna be like. I like this a lot more because I feel like this kind of concept will end up coming back. This feels reasonable. Does them sitting around doing homework all the fucking time snooze fest? I would read World Trigger to go to sleep if that's how this arc continued on. But this part pretty fucking sick, not gonna lie. It's nice to see like different utilizations of their system and making Tryon soldiers, because there are Tryon soldiers. We've seen them. We've seen them when the neighbors like attacked. And it looks like we're getting like a sneak peek into how those things are created, and we're starting to see how how important certain characters are going to be based off of this project, based off of this exercise. Because like I feel like this gives more opportunity for other characters to get involved without being specifically really good at combat. Like this could be Osamu's next big step, where he's a guy who can like logically create like a really solid Tryon army for when they're fighting in the neighbor's world. So I just feel like this is pretty sick. This is a really sick new thing that they added. And I guess the first half of this exercise was to see how people perform in positions of leadership, and I feel like it could have been done a lot better. But this arc, I feel like, is going to be really this part of the arc is going to be really interesting to watch and see how things develop and stuff. Is this the final phase of this whole thing?
Yeah, I don't know how many days they have left, but this is the battle phase, and then I don't know if there's like a real battle sim, like where they're actually fighting or not, or if this is it. But I think like after this battle sim, I think it is that they announce the results of who gets to go on the OA mission,
or they do like another combat thing.
Yeah,
with the new group. That would be cool.
It probably wouldn't be with
Kinda
a new
like Link
group.
Wars.
I think they'd stay on their same squads. But
yeah, like the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad and all that stuff, which would be really interesting.
Yeah, I would love that. I would fucking love that. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I hope that World Trigger keeps going down this route instead of what it was doing before, which was sleepy time. It turned me into Sleepy Joe. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
He's so petty.
Sleepy Brian.
Sleepy Brian.
Sleepy Brian. Brian reading World Trigger.
Dude, I love these chapters. I mean, anytime Osamu is cooking, even if he's cooking off screen, it's a guaranteed banger chapter.
Yeah, it's really cool to see people see Osamu like the effect he has on people from another perspective, you know, like seeing somebody else talk about his strategy, because I feel like it does make that just a little bit more impressive.
Yeah, and I think people are opening their eyes to, like, I think everybody always knew this part, but then like seeing it up close, even in this situation where everybody's so limited, people are just like, Jesus Christ, this guy is so smart. But yeah, I mean, like I said, if you let Osamu cook, it's gonna be an RGC worthy chapter no matter what, even if he loses, because he's just like such a supreme problem solver that it's just so cool to see it work out on the page and stuff. So I really enjoyed it. And you know, like I'm higher on this arc than Brian is, but I do understand the fatigue of this arc in a sense. I love all the character development and all that stuff coming in, but I can see how the mechanics of the game can get a little like tedious. But this was like a nice refresher, a nice like fresh start for this arc. The Tryon soldiers are really fun. I really enjoyed it when the weird Tryon soldiers came out, and they just came out like the Muppets and started mobbing people.
I'm definitely going to reread this arc once it's over, and then maybe I'll have like a higher opinion of it. I know I've said this before, where I said if I were reading it like week to week, it would probably be a lot better.
I definitely think that's the main issue, is that like it's really tough to maintain all this information when it's not only monthly but semi-irregular, because it doesn't come out every month, and hopefully it comes out next month. But
and it just doesn't feel like a lot is going on every time you wait so long for a chapter, right?
yeah,
So maybe that's part, like, I know that's part of it for me, but I just don't like it in this, like, this arc, in this, like, method of release.
yeah, that's totally understandable to me, at least. I think I agree with that. I can empathize with that, really, because sometimes it's a little much for me, but I think in bulk this will probably translate better. But in any case, I love just this breaking down a strategy. You know, I like that it's Hughes who's like, man, this guy's cooking again. And I remember when this started, Hughes was like, if I don't like your plan, then I'm not doing it. I'm not going to listen to you. And now he's just like, now Hughes understands that, like, man, Osamu's the man.
Yeah, he's the truth.
I've been, I do want to say, those are all my thoughts on this chapter, but I do want to say, for the people who haven't been exposed to World Trigger at all, it is on Netflix now, the anime. Fair warning, the first season doesn't do it justice necessarily.
Second season, I hear, is hooking.
Second
I haven't
season-
seen it yet.
Second season is substantially better from what I understand. But
They're talking about animation because the first season of World Trigger is incredible.
yes, it's literally just
Like,
the
you know,
animation.
Written well.
Is the animation and the pacing, because it just doesn't look good in spaces, and it does have the bulk of the rank wars, which is a bummer. That it's really the latter half of the rank wars that are animated, the last like 3 or 4 matches, and plus the Galapola fight, which is pretty cool. But if you guys haven't seen World Trigger at all and want to get into it, and this kind of stuff sounds interesting to you, I think the whole show as it is right now is on Netflix, and I'm actually currently watching it myself, and regaining a sense of, I have both the manga and I'm watching the anime, but I'm watching the anime because I do want to see seasons 2 and 3. But it's a
I want to
wonderful.
watch the anime.
Yeah, it's such a great series. I mean, I think even like bad animation of season 1 notwithstanding, it's worth watching because it's so good and it's such a like interesting series.
It
With
has
a
season 2 on
really
Netflix.
big ensemble.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, if you're like into big ensemble shows that have a lot of characters with a lot of different skill sets and very nerdy strats, this is it. So check out World Trigger. You won't regret it.
World Trigger is the best.
But yeah, those are all my thoughts. Do we have anything else that we want to say?
They have season 2 on Netflix.
They have season 2 and 3.
Oh.
There's only
Whoa.
3 seasons of World Trigger right now, and I think it reaches all the way up to the Gallipola fight, Josh, or the end of the rank wars in general, actually. So the entirety of the rank wars is on Netflix, which is the first saga of World Trigger, if you can.
Wait, all the way up to like the fight to get them in first place?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Holy shit. Like, so Husei and all of that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And they have their loss.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be the first season.
I think so.
And I gotta watch all of that shit. I'm waiting on Solo Leveling to return, amongst other things. But yeah, so I'm gonna start watching World Trigger
Yeah.
and maybe reading One Piece.
Yeah.
Hey, I caught up on Sakamoto Days. I deserve to fall back on something I've already read.
I know. I think you do too.
I took that journey, yo. It's been a while.
It's been a while. All right, let's move on. Black Clover. Black Clover's back, baby, and let me find it actually because
It's been a minute.
it's been a minute. Black Clover, Black Clover, Black Clover, Black Clover. Where are you? It's so far back because it came out in April. The last week of April. But damn it, where are you, Black Clover? I'll just search it here. Okay, Black Clover, chapter 370. Chapter 370. Damn it. 370, the demolition charge. We have a super cool 2-page spread. Everybody's at the casino. And then we come back to where we left off, where Yuno and Asta have reunited and have yelled at each other about who's going to be Wizard King. They did their required yelling at each other about the Wizard King. And they're about to get it going, fighting Julius.
Caesar.
Wait, Caesar? No, it's Julius.
Caesar.
Oh, okay. Caesar. Anyway, so Julius does some cool shit. He's breaking down the castle. The king is inside, like, what's going on? The castle, the castle. And Yuno's like, what is he trying to do? Asta says that like somebody awesome in the land of the sun told me that in order to make his ideals a reality, Lucius is planning to cast a super ultra huge spell way up in the sky. And we get this 2-page spread where he is literally lifting the ground up, and we see a tree spell thing reaching all the way up to the sky. And everybody's like, I know this is dire straits, but man, this is pretty. This apocalypse looks really nice right now. So, Asta and Yuno go like, well, whatever. We have to get to his body real fast. Me and you. But Julius clones come after him, actually.
Yeah.
They burst through, and they're about to fight. But then a portal opens up behind them, and he says, you always get ahead of us, Asta. And we get a collection of 2-page spread of the Black Bulls pulling up to assist Asta into going forward. It's very cool 2-page spreads. We see Ash guy, forget his name right. Damn, I don't want to say Zeno. I don't think that's his name.
Poison Man, the curse guy.
The Ash guy, the Ash magic man.
Oh, Ash. Zora.
Zora. We have Zora, Nero. I know that's not her name either, but that's her bird name.
Yeah.
I love the teleporting dude. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. Damn, do I not remember the characters
Leaf?
of Black Clover?
No, that's Leaf.
No. I know his name.
Petrie.
No, Petrie's his brother.
Petor.
No, not Petor. Damn it. I'm going to look up these guys' names.
She. Spatial wizard.
Black Bull's members. Okay.
Out of
Finral.
my head
Okay.
when you're not
Finral.
around.
Finral, Zora, Charmy. I remember Charmy. And I want to get...
There's the
Nero's
house
name.
guy.
The house guy. I think his name is Henry.
Yeah, Henry.
Henry. Okay. Oh, man, it's been so long. But Black Clover having a 3-month schedule is pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, Gauche. I remember Gauche. Gauche is there. He's saving Rill. Gauche and his sister. We see Vanessa and Gray, right? Her name is Gray. Gray, yes. Gray pulling up. We see the poison guy. Fuck. I know poison guy. Gordon pulling up to save. I don't know who this is in the background.
Chris
Charlotte?
is struggling.
I am struggling. I am having a rough time.
This is brutal. I have never seen you struggle this much.
Man, stop dancing on my grave, bro.
I'm sorry. This is very rare. That
Way to
says
throw me under the bus.
more good about you than bad.
Okay. He's saving the tree man. I know their powers. Gordon's saving the tree man and Charlotte. I remember this is Charlotte Rose. And we see Noct and Ichika
Yes.
coming to save Yami. And Henry comes in, smacks the shit out of the Julius clones. Magna and Luck are on the ground like, go! And Austin, fly right past the clones and heading straight for the main body of Julius. Sorry for that struggle bus summary there. I'll do better to remember next time. But yeah, that was 370. We move on to 371, Indestructible Souls, where Maria Leona is going up against the scientist dude, whose name I definitely forgot. And Maria Leona's having a tough time. All of her guild members are dying around her. So, this guy's like, are all those annoying incompetents dead now? Well, I'll show you some real living shields. And he uses earth magic to create these like golems that, go after her. Mary Leona tries to like destroy them, but the golems like kind of regenerate really, really fast. So they're faster than she can destroy them. And he's like, I identified with the way you sacrifice. I identified with the way that you sacrificed your incompetence and aimed for the top. And he's like, the dimmer the person, the more they preach ethics. They rot away, unable to accomplish anything. They should be my subjects for experimentation. God chose me. He granted me magic, which could let me tap into my knowledge and abilities fully. So, yeah, fuck you, Marileona. But Marileona is now being mobbed by these weird Earth soldiers. And we get a little bit of a backstory.
Zetsubadis.
The what?
Zetsubadis.
Oh yeah, Zetsubadis. Marileona then gets like a flashback about back in the day, how like she was like, "Hey, train with me," and everybody's like, "No way, man! She's like mad strong. She hasn't even gotten her grimoire yet."
No way, bro. I'm fucking soaked. They're way too hard.
Why would I play ball with Anthony Edwards right now? And she's like, nobody could keep up with me. So I thought it was all right if nobody tried. In the human world, I couldn't get any stronger. So she went to the harshest natural environments of strong magic regions, and she identified the wall of human limitations, and she almost made it to the top, but she falls and she can't go on any further. And then the hands of her compatriots float up towards her, kind of like Takamura in that one Ippo chapter. And she remembers her guild members, the ones who trained with her and, tried to surpass their limits alongside her. And, in that moment, that's when Fuego Leon shows up. And he's like, apologies for the wait, Mara Leona. And he destroys all of the Earth soldiers. And Mara Leona says, I wasn't waiting. I am constantly surpassing my limits.
She went anime protagonist mode on a series where she's not the main protagonist.
Mara Leona's that girl.
This is a side series whenever she's introduced.
Yeah.
And showcase.
Yeah, she is basically Asta.
This is like Vigilantes.
Pretty much. But yeah, then she uses a new spell called Ultimate Flame Magic Excelicitus Leonum. And she uses this magic to turn herself completely into fire alongside resurrecting all of her people. So they're all like these like physical manifestations of fire. And they're like, oh, and Fuego Leon is impressed. He's like, oh, Mara Leona. And she tells her people, don't think dying means you could take it easy. Even if you die, follow me, you fools. And so they all mob the scientist guy. They start destroying the fire. Mara Leona's squad starts destroying all of these Earth monsters. Scientist guy is like, whoa, what the fuck? What did she do? All her brigade members are resurrected? How's that even possible? And Mara Leona is like, what you're leading are soulless clods of dirt. And scientist guy tries to counter her, but it doesn't work because she doesn't have any physical body to dismantle. She's completely transformed her body into mana. And he's like, but that's our territory, a realm that surpasses natural law. No mere human could ever. And Mara Leona goes, the men who risked their lives taught me the ideal shape of the human soul. And she basically is like, I don't care about your god. You get to fuel our evolution. And we get a 2-page spread where she absolutely destroys Scientist Guy. And that's the end of the chapter. Geez. Josh, what did you think about Black Clover chapters 370 and 371?
Evisceration. That's what I thought. When he got punched into ashes. You see his eye?
Yeah, his one eye.
And like half his face, he's like, ah! Like, damn. Yes, pretty satisfying kill right there. Man, let me ask y'all something. Is there actually anything cooler than protagonists being on the ropes only for the other supporting protagonists to come through and help them?
Yeah,
at the time of need.
Is
there
fire.
Anything cooler than that?
I don't think so. I think that's a pretty awesome trope.
Than that? I think it's the best one.
It's
the Sasuke retrieval arc trope.
Yeah, when they show up and they're like, you really are so hopeless.
Hey, that's the Sundere, the Sundere entrance. Some of them are
don't worry.
Like,
I'll
hey,
take
you
from
good? Here. Yeah, there's the cool one. There's the really worried one. Then there's the one that's so worried that completely ignores that the other person's even, like the person they were fighting was just there. They're acting like they don't even exist because they're not a big deal.
Yeah.
to them. Y'all know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it comes in a bunch of flavors, but that is the best. That is the best trope by far. I mean, when the poison guy pulled up and started, he seen he was powering up the other two, right? That's pretty sick. The other fight with the Yami and not
Mm-hmm.
his little sister that he hasn't seen in centuries or whatever.
I don't know about centuries.
That's gonna. All right. Well, a while, a long time, 20 years probably or something like that. But and if I forgot, it's okay because it literally came out 2 years ago. That chapter probably.
Mm.
Anyways, yeah, I think that sibling team up is gonna be really dope because Nat's gonna be fighting against his brother with the darkness and light swords. Pretty sick shit,
Oh
Looking
yeah, I
forward
didn't
to
even
that
put that
fight.
together.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't put it together until we started reading it again. One of the luxuries of not having to cover the chapter and host is that you get to kind of sit on certain thoughts for a little while or pay attention to certain panels a little bit more closely than you would if you're just kind of reading it and getting through. Anyway, Merleona is always going to be awesome. I don't know if this means she's dead, like if she's going to dissipate like everybody else.
Yeah,
Are
I
the
think
rest
so.
of her?
I was just
Are they
wondering
all
that
dead
too.
too?
They're dead. Her people are dead.
Like maybe she brought them all back to life, and she's the flame god,
That would be sick.
like flame Christ.
Flame Christ.
Yeah.
Flame Christ. It's me, Flame Christ.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know really. I don't know if that
This
means she's
2-page
dead.
spread is sick. I don't know what Excelicitus
Yes,
means. I know Leonum is something with
Excelicitus.
Excelicitus. Is that a real word?
Brian, could you look up if that's a real word?
Excelicit.
Excelicitus.
I'll spell it for you.
Hold on, give me a sec.
I like Chris, so there's no
Okay.
echo.
All right, spell it. Excelicitus. Hello?
It's EXCELICITLI
Okay.
CITUS.
TUS. Maybe I spelled it wrong.
Hold on, I'll look it up. I have it right in front of me. Excelicitus. Okay, so it's definitely not a real word.
Okay. Confirmed. Oh, I'm at a loss for words, actually. I don't know what more to say. Cool chapters. Nice to see Black Clover back. Is it going to be off for another few months, or
Yeah, I think like it comes out every 3 months.
is
Which
he
is
okay?
Great. He's fine.
Did we have this conversation already?
Yeah, he seems fine. He's just like on this weird release schedule now for whatever reason. Like he's not. I don't think he's sick or anything. So I think he's just like kind of closing it out at his own pace, which is 3 months, every 3 months. So my guess is that like the end must be near. Like it must not be lasting much longer because I don't know. 3 months is a long time. That means like 4 chapters a year.
Yeah. I don't understand why they moved to the schedule.
I don't know either. We could look into it, I
has to
guess.
be for health issues.
I know he talked about it when he initially announced it. I just don't remember the chapter in which he did
They're
that.
working on a different project or something.
28th, the 23rd. Okay, actually. Yeah, no, I don't know why he switched it over this way.
Probably, you know, I'm not sure exactly either, but I assume this probably gives him a lot more time to work on the chapters.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason why he did it.
Yeah,
So maybe this is
without a
just a
doubt.
healthier transition period for him. Honestly, I wish there was a way for mangaka to like, because right now, like, we've all grown up on the convenience of having it come out every fucking week, but it's just not sustainable, you know? Like, these guys are getting hurt, they're getting injured.
Okay, so
It-
Black Clover
And
moved.
it's shit like the NBA, bro.
Black Clover moved to Jump Giga, and from what I'm aware, this is a Reddit comment, but he said they moved to Jump Giga, and from what they're aware of, they release chapters 3 or 4 times a year. So he moved to a different magazine in general. He says
But it's still part of Shonen Jump.
compared to when I was, this is from Tabata himself. He says compared to when I was serializing weekly, I could spend more time with my daughter going to kindergarten, and I'm very thankful. After the last chapter, I transferred to Weekly Shonen Jump to Giga. When I was working on the manuscript of the final weekly chapter, I called Horikoshi, the author of My Hero Academia. He said I was busy, so I called him during the walk of my dog. But during the conversation, I was almost going to cry. He said he will definitely read, so I'm going to try my best.
Oh, he called Horikoshi?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't specify what they talked about, but he did say that like he did move. He must have moved so he can like have more time with his kid. That seems to be like an important thing, which, you know, it should be. Can't blame a man for that.
Right, I respect that.
Can't blame a guy for that.
Take your time, bro. And time with your seed, man.
Yeah, I'm sure like he probably like called Horikoshi because like there must be some sense of guilt that like, man, I'm not like working as hard as I used to, because that's kind of like a big thing in that culture, you know, just feeling like you're not doing enough. And yeah, I mean, honestly, good for him. You know, the 3 months is rough just because, you know, as fans, but as a person, I couldn't be happier for Horikoshi, and, you know, the fact that his quality of life is no doubt a lot better. And the chapters still look great. You know, he's doing his thing. But yeah, I don't know if you finish your thoughts, Josh, but I guess we could.
Yeah, definitely.
Brian? Brian, what did you think?
I miss Black Clover so much because I love just turning my brain off and just watching these hopeful motherfuckers just win. You know what I mean? I just love watching these guys win. Such a fun series. Like, I don't have to think about like the deeper meaning on things. I could just watch Asta be like, I want to be the Wizard King. And then have be like, oh yeah, I also want to be the Wizard King. Better get behind me, buddy. I just love that shit. I love it. Give me more of that. Unfortunately, I don't have much else aside from that. Like, I guess Mereoleona is kind of fucked. So there's that, but it's a beautiful, beautiful little story that we're reading, and I'm having fun reading it the whole way. Like having all of the what's their names? The
Black Bulls.
The Black Bulls show up one by one and kind of save and Asta was just so fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's just peak shonen. Peak fucking shonen. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Yeah. I agree with Brian. You know, Black Clover has always been good for just like really cool reads. I also didn't know that Noelle is with Vanessa and Gray. She's just in the background there. But I'm really excited. You know, there's individual fights happening. Gauche is gonna get some moments, I imagine. It's been a long time for him. You know, all of the Black Bulls, I imagine, are gonna get their cool individual fights. Especially Gordon, because I think he's the person who's like one of the few who's like fought the least in the series. So I'm excited to see what he can do. You know, the return of the Black Bulls are just a great group overall. So I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I really liked Marileona's chapter. It just added a little more depth to, you know, just the endless like tough person persona she puts on. So it was good to see another dimension of her, and you know, like her character and how much she valued her people, and why she valued them is that they were there to improve with her. You know, they were the only ones who stepped up and weren't afraid of trying to reach her level. And that's pretty cute.
Pretty cute.
Also, Fuego Leon showed up.
Yeah. I love that name so much too.
He's
Fuego
sick.
Leon.
He's super cool.
My name's Fuego Leon.
I love the 2-page spread of the Excelicitus Leonum. I don't know why I always put an eum in there. It's Leonum. That 2-page spread was really cool. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. This chapter was just a good read. Fun times. The art is beautiful as usual. I'm excited for 3 months from now when we see Black Clover again. But any rebuttals, anything to say before we wrap this one up?
Yeah, when they pulled up on Asta and Yuno, with the sheep in the background and your boy Zora, I think this looked cooler than when all the heroes showed up in My Hero Academia. But maybe it's because they're in more of a dynamic pose, like they're like jumping into the action. Whereas, you know, in My Hero, it was more kind of just, hey, like we're all here to support. You're not alone, Midoriya.
Mm-hmm.
Like a final, let's do this. I guess there's different styles, but I like this one a little bit more.
Nice.
But that's it.
Alrighty then. Yeah, very fun show. Very excited. And that was Black Clover. That has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is a little bit of a shorter episode this week. We didn't have a jump, but next week we'll be back with, I think, everybody. Everybody's coming back. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and you could, if you want to find us on social media, you can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Josh is at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter. Brian is at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. Follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Email the show with your thoughts, your questions, your suggestions, what you guys think about the chapters, any discourse you guys want to have. We'd love to create a dialogue with you guys. So email to newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions and all that stuff. Check out our pre-show chat show. Next one's releasing Wednesday. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, all of that good stuff. We would love to hear from you. That's it. Thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out, y'all. Go Knicks.
Go Knicks.